Let's turn this knockoff plushie into EMU OTORI!
3, 2, 1, go!
Well, as I got some other goodies for some projects that I'm working on.
So this is the plushie we'll be working on. I'm not sure what this character's name is, but I'm sure everybody knows who you are.
Just that everyone knows who you are. Knows!
Moving on, here's my ideas for what this plushie may look like.
Now we're going to Hobby Lobby to get all the fabrics we'll need for EMU.
As you can see, I'll pop in and out from voiceover mode and pre-recorded mode. Here we are in Hobby Lobby, and as you can see, I'm getting distracted by all of the cute Sanrio things. And EMU is going to be a My Melody plushie, so it makes sense. Here are the items that we picked up. All we really need for her is some felt. I have most of the other materials at home. Also, look at this adorable strawberry stuff. I almost brought home that soap dispenser. And here we are leaving. I'll show you the items that I got in the car. But first, look at how beautiful the sky looked in this day. Now back to pre-recorded KK for a moment.
We've got the goods. Felt, and we got her skin tone and her hair, and then I think for her eyes we'll just color in the other shades of pink. Well, as I got some other goodies for some projects that I'm working on.
And now that bird flew perfectly in that shot. And now we're heading home to start working on the plushie. Alright, so here we are. We've got all of our felt and all the other materials that we'll need. We, of course, have the plushie, and here's a little before image so you can get a good look at what he's looking like now. And also here's some other tools that we'll be using. And I think to get started, as you can see where I'm pointing here, I'm going to remove the hood halfway so that we can figure out how we're gonna sew his face or her face on there. In order to try and keep as least of the blue showing, I'm gonna fold the felt in half so I can try and cover up as much of that color underneath. But as you can see, we're going to need to flatten his nose a little bit. Anyway, we'll get back to that in a second. I was just pointing out that I'm going to use this pink for the eyes as well. But I think we're gonna have to get rid of his nose now, which you guys saw a little sneak peek of that at the beginning, and there it is. that was kind of aggressive, but we did get it done. Anyway, here I'm showing you what we're going to be doing now. We're gonna lay the felt over his face, and we're gonna sew it on. As you can see here, I was going to use this very small needle, but I had a bit of trouble with this. I really hate working with very small sewing needles, so you'll see soon I will swap this out for a crochet sewing needle actually, and use yarn, which seems kind of redundant, but it worked out for me fine, and I think all the bulkiness is going to be covered up once the hood is down, so I think it'll look good. And as you can see here, I sped this up quite a bit because this did take a while, but I think it turned out pretty good. It's pretty sturdy on there. It's definitely not going anywhere. And you could see his face through a tiny bit, but once her eyes are on there, you literally won't be able to see it at all. And then here I am putting the hood over so that you don't see all the weird edges that I left. And I think it turned out pretty good, especially for my first time doing something like this. So there she is. Now we're going to work on the hair. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut out, or I'm going to draw on there, and as you can see I drew there, and then I'm going to cut out. And I was very worried about messing this up, but I had 3 attempts and I did it pretty well the first time, so I think that worked out pretty well. As you can see, I'm pulling back the hood, and we're gonna try and just stick this under there, and then all of that extra bulkiness is gonna be hidden once the hood goes over. As you can see, I had a little bit of trouble here, so I decided to pull off this sticky backing and just stick it down onto her skin, and then it would hold it in place. I wouldn't have to worry about it falling off, and I think it came out pretty good. It looks like kind of like a real plushie, like real EMU plushie hair. So I'm pretty proud of that. Anyway, let's give this soulless creature some eyes now. I think I'm going to be using these alcohol markers. I've had them for a while, don't really use them much because I'm not much of a traditional artist anymore. I'm more of a digital artist. But I'm going to be using these to color the different shades of pink in her irises. And then as you can see, I cut those all out. I decided not to record that because I figured it would kind of distract me and I would get uneven lines. But I think they came out pretty good. Here I am coloring in those irises, and I gave a little bit of light in her eyes, and here we are trying to figure out where I want to place them. And for a moment I thought they might be a little too big for her face, but looking back at my references, she does have pretty big eyes in most of these, so I think it came out pretty accurate. Next we're going to give her an eyebrow because only one will be visible, and a mouth, and there she is. She's actually already complete, but there is one last thing I do want to add, and that is a bow. I just felt like her neck looked a little bare and she needed a bow, and I probably should have given her like a My Melody bow too to go like on her ear, but I don't know why, I just kind of decided I didn't want to. Also, if you're curious how I made this bow, since I did have to speed it up, I will link a tutorial in the description because I absolutely love making these little bows, and I think it's a good just thing to know how to make. Anyway, here she is. I'm very happy with her. The only thing I didn't get to change that I did want to change was to make like My Melody's face on the top of the hood white, because that was the thing that kind of made her look so knockoff, because My Melody's face is not pink. But I didn't really know how to do that. I did try to like draw her face on felt and then put it on there. It just still didn't really look right, so I decided to leave it. As you could see in the thumbnail, I did edit it to be white, and I think that's how I imagined it to look. And then again, I didn't give her a blue bow, which My Melody has, or yellow, but I think it still came out very good. And the last thing I want to add is this was actually going to be a 1,500 subscriber special, but I was a little impatient and I wanted to make it ahead of time because we actually are almost there. I went ahead and thought it was okay to just release the video. I was really excited to release this. But thank you guys so much. I'm so extremely grateful. It's always so shocking to me when we hit these milestones, because little 7-year-old KK who's wanted to do YouTube her whole life just would have never expected this. And I love getting to make you guys content that's creative and inspiring and makes you laugh, and it just makes me so happy to see your comments and just telling me things like I made you laugh, or that I inspired you, or just like anything. And I just want to say thank you for sticking around, for joining the community, even if you're new or old. I'm just eternally grateful to you, and thank you so much. And with that, I thank you for watching!